Hello everyone. Many people have come to me with their US visa rejection stories, and I wanted to bring this video to you because I thought it will be a really nice idea to have all these stories and everything and all the reasons that could go wrong in one place. This is the video for you. So if your US visa interview is coming up, make sure to watch this video. Let's get started. One reason for visa refusal for many individuals is actually a strong ties to US. So this simply means that they have their friends, family, relatives in US, and they have very strong ties to US. And this makes visa officer think that this guy has so strong ties to US, he may not probably return to his home country if he comes to US. So in this situation, they generally refuse your visa. Let me give you one example. People think that if they have a sponsor in US, their chances of getting visa is high. But after talking to a lot of people, I have realized this is not true actually. Let me narrate one story of one lady. This is true visa interview experience of her. So she wanted to go to US for medical reasons, and the visa officer asked her why exactly US, why not some other country? And she mentioned that she has a sponsor in US and that is why she is going to US. So that is not the right kind of answer. So say if she is going for any medical related reason, so she should have said that maybe because US is good in that field and they have the best doctors, my doctor recommended me that I should go there. But she instead chose to say that she has a sponsor in US and that is why she is going there. So say if they can sponsor you for this, and if that is the reason why you're going there, they can also petition for you for green card. So this is something that the visa officer is thinking, and that was the reason her visa got rejected. So yes, people can sponsor you, but it is a very tricky situation. But say if you are 18 or 19 years old and your parents are sponsoring you and your parents are in your home country, that is not an issue. But if say take this situation, if your parents are sponsoring you and if your parents are in US, so you have such a strong ties to US that if your parents are sponsoring you at this point to come to US on a visitor visa, what stops them from filing a petition for you for green card? So the visa officer is thinking this, and that could be the reason why he would refuse your visa. So again, as I have mentioned, if you have your family in US, if you have your parents in US, if you have your siblings in US, this is a very tricky situation because they could petition for you for green card. So it's not like that you won't get a visa if you have parents or siblings in US, but this is a tricky situation and you need to mention your purpose of visit very carefully. So when they ask you what is your purpose of visit, so let us say that you have your sibling's birthday. So tell them that you are going to US to attend your sibling's birthday to celebrate it. If so your cousin is getting married, tell them that you are going there to for because your cousin is getting married. If you are going to see your niece there, tell them that you have not seen your niece in a long time and you want to see your niece, and then you will stay there for a week and then you'll come back. So when you answer like this gives them some specifics, this gives them some details, and then they may approve your visa. Another thing that could be very tricky is you have friends in US. So this is the most trickiest in my mind because say if you have a friend in US, they'll ask you, how did you meet them? Are they intimate with you? So this is very tricky situation. In general, if you are going to US and you are telling them that you are going to see your boyfriend or your girlfriend, they most likely will refuse your visa. So very rarely I've seen them approving visa of somebody who's going to meet a boyfriend or girlfriend unless until there is a valid reason for that. You can go to US to see your friends. It is not a problem if you are going to visit them on their birthday or on their engagement. It is all right. But it is tricky when it comes to you are going to US to meet your boyfriend or girlfriend. This is very tricky. Now let me talk about weak ties to home country. So again, I have talked about a strong ties to US. So if you have a strong ties to US, you may think that yes, I may get visa, but again, it works differently. If you have a strong ties to US, your chances of getting visa is little lower. Even if you have a strong ties to US, if you have a lot of family members in US, but if you have a strong ties to your home country, then they may overlook the fact that you have a strong ties to US because you have so much strong ties to your home country. So this is something that I want to give few minutes to, because let me explain what weak ties means. If you have employment, you have a strong ties to your home country. Say if you are earning good money, if you have a good title in your home country, if you are having good life in your home country, there is no reason for you in that case not to return back to your home country because you have already good life in your home country. So if you are employed, they will consider this and they will think that you have a strong ties to your home country, and they will also think that you have sufficient fund with yourself. And if you have sufficient fund with yourself, you can finance your trip. So most likely you will get your visa. And even if you have a strong ties to US in this case, but you have good job, good employment in your home country, and you have fund with yourself, you're going to get visa. Also, if you have family in your home country, if you have family in say India, for in this example, you have a strong ties to India. In this case also you will get your visa most likely. For example, if you're married and if you have your wife in India, you will return back to your wife. If you have children in India, you will return back to your children. So if you have family in India, in your home country, this is your strong ties, and that is why they will ask you a lot of questions on your family. They'll ask you, where is your family? Do they live here? Are you married? So they'll ask a lot of questions like these because they are checking your ties to your home country. Other than your family and your employment, there are other things also that connects you to your home country. If you have properties in your home country, you have ties to that country. If you have good bank balance, you have ties to that home country. Another mistake that I see people making is that they are very unorganized. I want to remind you that this visa interview is 1 or 2 minutes at max. Sometimes they give a visa decision in just 30 seconds. So you cannot be unorganized because there could be situations when they could ask you to show them some documents. And if you are carrying a lot of documents, you may not be able to find out the document at that moment to give it to them. So being unorganized could cost you your US visa. So what is the trick? So if you are carrying a lot of documents, you should know exactly where which document is. So like for example, you're carrying bank statement, you are carrying a support letter from your employer if you are going there for business purpose. So you should know where is that letter. I'll give you one example. They asked me for to show support letter from my employer, and I was carrying it in my hand. I knew exactly where it is, so I just forwarded it to them. You should know where your documents are so that it doesn't take a lot of time, because they want to take decision quickly because a lot of people are waiting in line. Again, since interviews are very short, they want you to be brief. They want you to give them details, but be specific. You cannot talk too much, and don't volunteer to give them information that they are not asking. So whatever they are asking, give that information only and should be good. And when you talk to them, try to be confident. It is normal to be nervous, and they know that people are nervous, but if you portray to them that you are hiding something, if you are so nervous that you are not able to speak properly, you are not giving them the right answers, then again that could be a problem. Try to be confident, speak politely, and answer whatever they are asking. That is it. See, the interviews are not difficult. They'll hardly ask you 4 to 5 questions, but it is on you to answer it to them correctly, because in that 1 minute, you will get just 1 minute. Most likely, it could be 2 or 3 minutes as well, but on average, you'll get 1 minute, and in that 1 minute, you need to make the best case possible for you. This is one thing I always tell my clients, that when you are filling your DS 160, don't put 4 months. like you are going to visit US for 4 months. Don't put 4 months. So once you get your US visa, you can stay in US for up to 6 months at one stay. But if you are filling in DS-160 that you want to stay for 4 months or 5 months and you are just going there for, say, a business conference, so visa officer will not give you your visa because why are you staying for 4 months? So if you're going there for first time, it is advisable that you fill 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that, but not 4 months definitely. If you have good profile, if you have a strong ties to your home country, if you don't have a lot of family members living in US, and even if you have no travel history, it is okay, you can get visa. But if you have weak ties to your home country and if you have no travel history and now all of a sudden you want to visit USA, that could be a red flag for the visa officer, because the guy must be thinking this guy does not have employment in India, say for example, and now he wants to travel US and he has never been to his neighboring countries as well. So if you are from India, you have never been to, say, Thailand or any other neighboring country, but all of a sudden one day you decide that you want to visit USA. So this could be a problem. This is again very tricky, previous visa refusal, because the visa officer will be thinking that my colleague who has refused your visa must have had some reason for that. So unless until you can convince them that something has changed from what happened previously, they are not going to approve your visa this time. So it's not like that people don't get visa if they have previous visa refusal. I've seen a lot of people getting their visa after refusal, but all of them proved to them that something has changed. Maybe last time I was not having this document, but this time I'm carrying all the documents. You can say something like this. So if you have a valid reason for a visa refusal, it is never an issue. They will give you your visa. I always talk about incomplete documentation as well. So let me make something very clear. 9 out of 10 times visa officer will not ask for any document. So they'll just ask for your passport and that is all. But there is one time that they could ask you, and you don't want to be in that situation where they ask you for something and you don't have it. So I always advise my clients that it doesn't take much to carry documents. So carry those documents, especially documents that can prove a strong ties to your home country and documents that can show that you have sufficient bank balance. Other than this, if you are going there for conference or business meeting, I always tell my client that carry documents. For example, you can ask your employer to give you support letter. So this is something that I always tell them, because remember that if you are going there for business purpose, they will most likely ask you for documents. If you're providing wrong information in DS-160, if you're filling wrong details in DS-160, then your visa again could be refused. Now, I always tell my clients that when you fill your DS-160, remember everything that you have filled. And even if somebody has filled your DS-160 for you, take a printout of your DS-160 and read everything thoroughly, because any information that you provide to visa officer during the visa interview, they will cross check it with what you have mentioned in your DS-160. So for example, they'll ask you some question, you will answer it to them, and they will look at some screen, and you won't be seeing that screen, but they will look at something. And if you are providing some wrong information, which is not in DS-160, so in that case, it could be refused. I'll give you a few examples. So, uh, say you have mentioned Google as your employer in DS-160, and when they are asking you that why you are going to US, and you are telling them that I am going there to attend business trainings for, say, Facebook. So he will think that why has he mentioned Google in DS-160, he's mentioning Facebook in interview. Inconsistent, not matching response. Automatically your visa get rejected at that time. Again, so this is extreme situation and this happens. The reason why I'm telling you, because this happens. Again, a very simple thing like this also could be an issue. You have mentioned that you are going to travel to New York in DS-160. There is a place that they ask you where you will be traveling, and you have mentioned you will be traveling to New York. And in your interview, when they ask where are you going, sir, and you tell them that you are going to go California. So, so again, whatever you have mentioned in DS-163, try to give the same kind of response in your interview, and for that it is important that you read your DS-160 carefully. Because if you read your DS-160 carefully, I tell them to my clients that remember everything. That DS-160 is the most important document. That is 80% of your work, and your visa interview is just 20%, in my opinion. So if you have any issues with filling your DS-160 correctly, reach out to me. You can, I'll be providing my website link in the description box. I will be providing my Instagram link in the description box. So reach out to me for any questions on DS-160. And if you want to prepare yourself for interview as well, reach out to me. I'll help you with that. And if you like my content, please subscribe my channel, and you will find a lot of videos on US visa. Go through that, prepare yourself, and best of luck. Thank you so much.